Hello, this is Luke Cambridge, Informative Speech, Oral Interpersonal Communications class, week 3. Here's my audience.
Charlie Murphy.
Jim Brown.
All right. I couldn't get more than those guys, so we'll have to do. So, my informative speech will be on fiber optics and the fiber optics network and internet, starting with AT&T and AT&T's history. Even though majority of people these days use the internet, not a lot of them know how the internet works. And as a person that works at AT&T in the communications industry, I just want to talk a little bit about fiber optics and the network that we use and how technology has improved to this point. It started out AT&T was just a telephone company that brought a dial tone through a voltage to your home, and that voltage was brought on a pair of wires. That pair, tip and ring, needed to be perfectly aligned all the way to your home, otherwise you wouldn't have dial tone. You also have problems with the line because the lines are so old. And eventually AT&T decided to upgrade its technology and go into the future with fiber optics. Before they did that, they started out with combining a signal with the voltage and sending it to your house. And you put a little splitter on, it split to your modem and to your TV or to your phone. Eventually, they decided that that wasn't fast enough. Nobody likes dial-up, so they improved by running fiber optics to a VRAD, which converts a signal to be able to use the old AT&T lines. AT&T saved a lot of money this way because they didn't have to build a whole new network, and they were able to step into the entertainment industry without even having to spend all this extra money and all these extra fees and meet all these criteria. All they had to do was take a few years of paying regular technicians to go around and recondition the lines, removing coils and things that prevent signals from getting through. And once the lines were all cleaned up, they were able to run this fiber to your neighborhood to this VRAD. From there, you basically have a situation where you can make a connection and send a signal anywhere you want within a 3,000 foot radius, feeding hundreds of homes out of each one of these boxes. And then there you have AT&T Uverse. Now you're seeing a lot more that the old telephone service with the voltage that came to your line, which you never even needed power, because basically it was a voltage. So if you had no power, your phone would still work as long as you had a phone that didn't need power. So now with this new signal, they run it to a residential gateway, which produces the dial tone for you, which is called voice over IP service, which is basically just revolutionizing the telephone industry, completely removing the plain old telephone service they used to have, and eliminating any kind of interference, AM frequency interference, or any issues with the cabling along the way that would cause service interruptions. Much greatly improving their system. So that's where we come in. We come in there, we make the connections, we send the signals, we make sure that there's a certain amount of twists per distance in the wire, certain kind of special wiring, special meters to test the service, special devices to read the signals, basically giving us the fastest speeds we've had yet. Now they're not even running the fiber to neighborhoods as much as they're running it right to people's homes, especially in new apartments and condos, where you can Ethernet directly into the ONT and have the best, crispest internet service and phone service available. Now we're reaching speeds up to 75 megs easily, and this is all because of the new technology of fiber. For those of you that don't know what fiber optics is, it's basically a glass wire inside of a cable with a dielectric around it that basically gives you longer range of transmission as well as higher bandwidth transmission than your typical wired connections. So this fiber optics used to be a trade that was well-paid job you could go out and do. Now it's this everyday technology that everybody works with in our company. To terminate this fiber is very delicate because it is glass. It's about half the diameter of a human hair, so it's very tiny. So if you ever were to cut this or break this glass and get it in your skin, you're probably not going to ever get it out. So it's very delicate. It takes time to sit there, and you have special devices. You got to use a diamond cutter to cut it and strip it and splice it, and all those sorts of things. So once you have that all done and you dispose of the glass properly and everything like that, then you basically have a fiber network in place. And that is all I wanted to talk to you about today, was the importance of technology we have these days and how far it's come. I used the source Forbes magazine because I was looking up that AT&T has gone basically from a $10 billion corporation to a $146 billion corporation since I've worked there in 5 years. And so that's greatly because of the new technology and all the services that they're offering these days. Also, I use the AT&T Missions and Visions website just to look up any other additional information about how many employees they have these days and how much they've grown and where they're going towards in the future. And it looks like eventually they're going to be going towards all wireless networks, and they're going to be using wireless power to do it, which is still out there, but you can only imagine. Thank you for taking the time with me to listen to my informational speech about fiber optics. Have a great day.